the elements came together. Design, engineering, and technology, unleashing a superbly equipped new breed of compact car, Dodge Shadow. With its 550 protection plan, 2- or 4-door availability, affordable price, the new Dodge Shadow is going to cast a giant shadow across America. Dodge setting new standards of performance.
Dodge announces 2.4% financing. The Dodge boys meet the challenge. Effective immediately, they're offering low 2.4% financing or cashback on selected 86 Dodge trucks in stock. Get 2.4 or up to $750 cashback on Ram Tough full-size Dodge pickups. 2.4 or $750 cashback on Ram Chargers. And 2.4 or $750 cashback on Dodge full-size vans and wagons. That's low 2.4% financing or up to $750 cashback. America's best back trucks are Ram Tough.
We return now to the Chrysler Showcase presentation of The Last Days of Patton.
Plymouth shows America why the pride is back. Introducing the Plymouth Sundance Series, the unbelievable American under $7,800.
The pride is back. Born in America. The pride is back. Born in America.
Plymouth Sundance. Everything you thought came only in an import is now born in America. Sundance, the best value of any car in its class. Sundance, 47 features standard, including a 2.2 fuel-injected engine, power steering, and power brakes. Quality backed by a 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan. Sundance, the exciting option of turbo power. Sundance, unbelievable quality around you. Unbelievable excitement in front of you. Unbelievable price to move you. Plymouth Sundance, the unbelievable American under $7,800.
The pride is back. Born in America. Again. The clearance at your Chrysler Plymouth store sends our new cars right out the door. Out we go. Out we go. Everything goes.
Get up to $1,500 cash back or 2.4% financing on selected new models at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Plus the 550 protection plan and a great clearance deal.
Everything goes. Everything goes.
Get up to $1,500 cash back or 2.4 financing at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer now.
There's a fire-breathing creature Chrysler has imported from Japan. Conquest TSI. The intercooled turbo coupe built by Mitsubishi. So hot it'll smoke the 300ZX and RX-7. Conquest TSI, now at your Chrysler dealer.
The Chrysler Showcase presentation of The Last Days of Patton will return in a moment.
Attention stations, the end brake of Patton will hit at 11:16:24.
The Chrysler Showcase presentation of The Last Days of Patton.
Time was you could put a truck on the market and get by with just an ordinary guarantee. With Ford and Chevy, it's still that way. At Dodge, we put a standard 550 protection plan on every truck we build. Every truck we build. Now ask yourself, where would you rather be, back there with them or out here with Dodge?
Financing as low as 2.4, cash back as high as $750 on full-size 86 Dodge trucks in stock.
In the beginning of recorded history, man had an idea called a caravan. Slow and plodding, right for its time. Some years later, man had a better idea. Dodge Caravan. Efficient, versatile, and perfect for its time. With front-wheel drive and a 550 protection plan. This is why Dodge Caravan has no equal in the civilized world. Dodge, setting new standards of performance.
Dodge announces 2.4% financing. The Dodge boys meet the challenge. Effective immediately, they're offering low 2.4% financing or cashback on selected Dodge cars in stock. Get 2.4 or $1,500 cashback on Lancer ES, 2.4 or $750 cashback on Aries LE, 2.4 or $500 cashback on Daytona, and 2.4 or $400 cashback on 86 and 87 Dodge Chargers. That's low 2.4% financing or up to $1,500 cashback. Dodge, setting new standards of performance.
We return now to the Chrysler Showcase presentation of The Last Days of Patton.
You know, when I first took this crazy job, they were ready to bury Chrysler. Last year, you made us the fastest growing car and truck company in America. We did it by coming up with what this country needed. K-cars, convertibles, turbos, and minivans, all with a 550 protection plan. America, you stuck with us. And here's the payoff. This year, we're introducing more of what America needs than any other car company. Chrysler LeBaron. Hardtop or no top? America needs a luxury car that looks like this one and drives like this one. Dodge Shadow and Plymouth Sundance. America needs new small cars to close the gap between us and the Japanese. In my book, the gap is closed. Dodge Dakota, not too big, not too small. It's America's first true mid-size pickup. Now, how come the other guys didn't think of that? Dodge Daytona, we made the hot one look even hotter. And there's more. We share one ambition with our friends at Maserati, to be the best. That's why we're building this sports coupe with Maserati. It ain't cheap, but neither is caviar. I think you'll agree that's a tough act to follow in anybody's book. But we won't be happy till we have America cheering and the competition muttering, who are those guys?
And now, the conclusion of the Chrysler Showcase presentation of The Last Days of Patton. Thank you for joining us for the premier Chrysler Showcase presentation.
This is Charlie Rose. The reaction to the President and Mrs. Reagan's anti-drug campaign and a conversation with Emmy nominee Bruce Weitz tomorrow on the CBS Morning News.
Tomorrow night, the 14th Precinct comes to grip with the loss of one of its own, and the desperate search for the killer begins. Cagney and Lacey, tomorrow night at 10, 9, Central and Mountain.
Last Days of Patton has been brought to you by Chrysler Motors and its automotive division. Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Dodge Trucks, and Chrysler Imports.
To learn more about General George S. Patton, the Library of Congress suggests these books: The Last Days of Patton by Ladislas Farago, The Unknown Patton by Charles M. Provence, Victory in Europe, D-Day to VE Day in full color by Max Hastings and George Stevens. These and other interesting books are available in your local library and bookstore. Visit them. They'll be happy to help you read more about it.
Paradise gets even better. Interesting. Always more than you bargained for on Magnum. And this summer you were looking for someone to turn to, and he was there. Now, the odds get even better with the Equalizer.
Well, just remember that.
And Magnum, back-to-back Wednesdays this fall on CBS.
This is CBS.
Coming up on WSBT News, we'll focus on Campaign 86 as Indiana's 3rd District congressional candidates disagree on spending for education. Terrorist violence continues abroad as bombs exploded in France and South Korea today. And Mary Simcoe reports on the 75th anniversary of the South Bend Jewish congregation. Rhonda Brown has the weather forecast for the first of the week, and Jay Chapman has highlights of the Bears' overtime game with the Eagles coming up next on WSBT News.
Our birthday saves you money. Hi folks, I'm Ed Sheldon for the all-new Coral Chrysler Plymouth store. This month we're celebrating our first birthday by discounting every car and truck for quick sale. Save hundreds and get 2.4% financing or up to $1,500 cash back. Plus, if you purchase or lease during our birthday celebration, I'll give you a $200 gift certificate from the University Park Mall. We've even got free birthday cake. That's Coral Chrysler Plymouth in Mishawaka. We're dedicated to being the best.
Just a click, a turn, a push, a pull, and we're with you. Just a touch, a twist, in a snap, and we're there.
Electricity.
We're always at your fingertips, always by your side.
Nothing else makes life so good for so little.
Every day and night, making sure you can get the most out of life.
Experience the most luscious sunrise in the world. Introducing Hardee's new Canadian Sunrise Biscuit. Savor the tastes of real Canadian bacon, cheese, farm-fresh egg, and hickory-smoked bacon on Hardee's made-from-scratch Rise and Shine Biscuit. For a taste so special, it will brighten your whole day.
Hardee's!
Hardee's new Canadian Sunrise Biscuit.
Serving all of Michiana from South Bend, we are TV 22. From WSBT TV, where news comes first, this is Eyewitness News.
Good evening, I'm Mitch Henk. The body of a 5-year-old Muskegon boy was found this morning in the Paw Paw River. As we reported last night, Keith Smith and his parents were visiting relatives, Donna Jenkins and her family, at 457 Paw Paw Avenue in Waterville. Keith had been playing in the backyard and was discovered missing at around 3 p.m. yesterday. After an all-out citywide search, the boy's body was found by divers at 11 o'clock this morning, approximately 300 yards downstream from his probable point of entry. The Berrien County Sheriff's Department has found no evidence of foul play and lists drowning as the official cause of death. Well, education spending is the latest issue in the 3rd District congressional race. Today, Democratic challenger Tom Ward of Knox received the endorsement of local NEA organizations. They feel education is low on the priority list of incumbent Republican John Hyler. Ward said he couldn't have graduated from Notre Dame had it not been for college grants and loans, and he accused Hyler of spending money on the wrong things.
The problem that we have with our incumbent is that he has consistently voted against education since he's been in Washington. And what he's done is he's followed the administration's line to the detriment of the people right here in the 3rd District. This is the same man who can vote to send $100 million down to Nicaragua to send to the Honduran bank accounts, and yet can't support school lunches here in the 3rd District, cannot support federal aid to education.
John Heiler responded at a fundraiser this evening by saying he does support the school lunch program as well as other forms of educational spending. He added, however, that many educational matters are not the federal government's responsibility.
Well, we will be putting about $16 billion in education this year from the federal level. The important thing to realize is that's only about 7 or 8% of the total amount of money that goes into education. State and local governments have the principal responsibility for funding the educational needs of our country. The federal government can contribute some, but we are never going to be the dominant source of funding. And education over the last several years has been receiving in that $14 to $16 billion range.
Heiler says the level of federal spending for education is where it should be, considering the high budget deficit. There has been yet another terrorist bombing in Paris. Today, 1 policeman was killed and 2 other victims are now in comas. It is the second attack in the last week, and French government officials are pointing their fingers again at terrorists from the Middle East. Ronnie Hess has more.
Once again in Paris, the screaming sound of sirens and a new terrorist attack, the third in a week. This time, police sped to a restaurant